Hey guys, Mark from Veg Time Outdoors, and while I was out on a hike a while back, I found these pieces of horseshoe fungus, or Amadou or false tinder fungus, whatever you want to call it. But I really like to collect the Amadou on the inside. I find it's great for charring, for use of flint and steel, or as a coal extender, or all kinds of things. Actually, stuff is great. So we're going to scrape a little bit out of this, scrape the hard exterior off. We'll collect the inside, but this time I'm going to extract the Amadou. We're going to char that, but also you've got this, you know, the ribs or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call that stuff, but I want to char some of this and see how that goes actually, and see how much of this we could actually use. Because I mean, if you could char all of this and it's good to catch and hold a spark, then why not use all of it except for the exterior? So we'll give that a try. Now for those of you who don't really know what this stuff is, usually you'll find it stuck to a tree just like this. It's got rings going along the sides, around the top of the mushroom. On the bottom of it, it seems a little bit softer, and you can kind of scratch it with your nail. Sometimes it's white. Sometimes I've seen it in a little darker colors. But the part that we're looking for is this spot here. And that spot on the inside, you see that kind of goldeny brown color? It's very, very soft. You can really bend it easily. You could squish it, if you could see that. But this part, let's get the focus in there. There we go. This part here on the outside is very, very hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to scrape all this off. Then we'll cut out the Amadou and we'll separate this part from this part, and we'll char this first and then we'll char this after. And then I'll show you how it works. And we'll get a tinder bundle on fire and we'll toss it in the barbecue. So stick around, guys. So while you're doing this, and you're removing all the hard layer on the outside, it's probably best to really take your time. Just relax, enjoy the outdoors while you're doing it, and try not to go too deep, because you really don't want to waste any of that Amadou. It's a really great resource, and it's probably one of the best things to make a coal with. It gets really, really hot, and it burns for quite a long time, and it's kind of a lot of work to get to it, but once you get to it, it's a really great resource to have. So just take your time, remove as much as the outer shell as you can, and once that's done, I'll come back in a little bit and I'll show you when we start to remove the spongy bit from the rest of it, and we'll take a look from there. Alright, so we're just about finished here, and I just wanted to point out that these two horseshoe fungus that we found, the Amadou, is quite small. Now, what I've noticed, kind of, while I'm out collecting tinders, and you always got to keep your eyes open for goodies that you could find. Quite often, I found a large mushroom, mushroom like this. It was probably about the size of my hand. It was huge, and it had, when I cut it open, when I did a little cross section of it, and I slid it open, the actual Amadou inside was even less than this. So I think it's always a good idea, no matter if you see big ones or small ones on a tree, to break one off, use your knife, cut it in half, and actually see how much material you have on the inside, and that'll make a big difference on the amount that you're able to collect. Because sometimes you cut them open, even a large size mushroom that you think you're going to get a whole bunch of Amadou from, and there's almost nothing in it. So usually you would think a large mushroom equals large large resource, and it's not always the case. So I think that's pretty much good enough. So we'll start extracting the Amadou now. So what I'm going to do is, you see I can cut off little strips of it. We'll try to just kind of gently rock the knife back and forth and see if we can cut off a nice decent sized chunk of it. Now once I get to about here, I'll wrap my knife all the way around so I get that whole flake, and then just peel it off. And that's a whole piece that we're going to be able to char. See how much more we can get off this. You may get little bits of the I don't know what you call that, the bottom part of the mushroom inside there, but it's really not the end of the world. There we go. Even these little bits, they count. Take them all. Because once they're charred, they tend to be a little bit on the brittle side. But what you can also do is, when you're doing a bow drill set, if there we go, we're getting some nice pieces off this. Once you do a bow drill set, if you can crumble it up and you can stick that down inside of your bird's nest, and then take that other coal that you've produced and drop that right on top of the crushed up Amadou, and that's a good way to really fire up your coal and make sure it stays lit if you've got marginal materials. So I'll keep on going with this, and I'll come back again in a little bit, and I'll show you the pile of Amadou that we have, and then the pile of the other stuff, and then we'll start charring. All right, so here's the two piles we have. We have our Amadou over here, and we have all of our science project that we're going to do here, the leftovers that we don't really normally is not used, but we're going to try it out anyway. So I'm going to take these, put them into that tin there, and then we're going to fire up the my Primus stove, and we'll start charring. So guys, charring Amadou is basically the same thing as charring anything else, except I like to char it for about 2 minutes. After the 2 minutes are done, I'll shut the heat off, I'll let it cool down, I'll open it up and I'll check it. And if it's still, if it's pretty much charred all the way around, then I'll just leave it at that. If not, then I'll take it out and then I'll put it back onto the fire again and let it go for another minute or two, just to make sure that all the it's charred enough. But if you overcharge Amadou, it becomes very brittle and it'll just fall apart on you. So I like to do it. I like to give it about 2 minutes or so. Shut it off, cool it down, check it out, and if you have to restart it, you can restart it. You're not hurting anything doing that. So we'll let this go again for probably another minute, maybe 30 seconds, and then we'll take a look at it and we'll see how it is. And if we have to put it back on, we'll put it back on before we start charring this stuff. All right, we can touch it now. Seems to be okay. Let's open it up and take a look. All right, so you see that? 2 minutes in, and we got a decent Amadou. They're still fragile because the pieces are thin, but let's give it a try and see if we can get this to catch a spark on the flint. All right, so I got my flint and steel, piece of Amadou, and I've also got a little tinder bundle here made out of birch bark and some cedar bark. So basically, all the regular rules apply. Just stick your Amadou on top of your stone. Oops. Flip that over a little bit. Here we go. I'll let you take a look at that. You can see that. We got a coal. So let's go and blow that to flame. Here we go, guys. Hopefully, whoops. Hopefully we got all that on camera. All right, so let's give the other stuff a try and see if we can do the same thing. All right, guys. So it's cool enough to handle. So we'll take a look. Yeah, we'll open it up. We'll take a look. Now you can see it really shrunk compared to what it was before. Don't know how well it's gonna work. See, we had a full tin almost before, now we just got some little bits. But let's hit it with a spark. See if we can get it to a light. Grab a decent piece here, and we'll see how it goes. All right, guys. So here's the piece. We're gonna give it a try. This is the piece that kind of had like little ribs in it. You can kind of see it if I get up really close. You can probably see it there a little bit. Anyway, we're gonna give this a shot with the flint and steel also. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I've never tried it before, but let's give it a try and see what happens. The tinder bundle we're gonna be using is basically the same thing: cedar bark and a little bit of birch. Oh, this stuff breaks apart real easy. It's not looking good, guys. It doesn't seem to be taking a spark at all. So maybe this is a no-go. But we could try with the ferro rod. We'll give that a try and see what happens. The sparks are landing right on it, as you can see here. And they're just bouncing right off. Well, it did take some work. See if we can. Well, we got a coal, so let's blow it to flame. So it turns out that I got 2 pieces with a coal, so we'll stick them both in there and give it a go. There we go. Hey guys, I just wanted to extend a thanks to you guys for for helping me out, with the with all the comments and the tips and the help you guys have given me for the hand drill. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, hit like, share, and subscribe. And I'd like to see you guys get some more in the future, and I got some more videos coming out. Got a couple planned. So you guys take care. Get out and explore and experiment with your char materials. Take care.